On this episode, tonight, I'm going to eat as many mushrooms as I possibly can and then stuff my mouth with pellets of mescaline and then talk about the greatest tricks ever done on psychotropic drugs. No, I'm not actually, although that might be a fun one for a different time. Talk about Sean Young on Lucy in the Sky, Hillbomb in the Rain, or maybe anything Evan Smith's ever done, that kickflip frontside wall ride on the glass. I'm sure he was schramming his face off for that. And of course, Tom Penny probably spent a better part of his life coming up on shrooms. Anyway, I wanted to shout out a gnarler, a viewer called Skate Plus Rice, for asking me to do an ATV video, because that's what we're talking about tonight. This is ATV Gods, and that was a phenomenal idea, so it's time to execute it. The only thing I want to add is an ATV is someone you can drop off in the middle of the wilderness and they'll figure out how to skate that palm tree or that creek or that pool or that 5-block. They are literally able to skate anything, anywhere. It's not about their range of their tricks. It's about how many different obstacles they can skate. And before you get your panties in a tangle, I don't want to overlap any skaters in any of these videos yet, so we won't be talking about Danny Way or Phil Shao or Cardiel or Burnquist or Busenitz or Daywan or David Gravett or Dylan Reeder, because we've already talked about them, and yes, those are some ATV legends, but I don't want to overlap anybody yet. We haven't even talked about the Gons yet. He needs his own episode. Anyway, ATVs, let's talk about these guys who rip anything in front of them.
Oh, gnarly!
Right into it with SBN, Silas, Baxter, Neal, an all-terrain vehicle. He's basically a mid-90s Toyota. He can ride on any surface. He's never going to get stuck. He's never going to have any trouble. I'm using this 10-year anniversary video part where they edited all of his video parts together just for the sake of time. And at the beginning here, let's look at some transition. Then we're going to look at some like bank and ditches. And then we're going to look at some strictly street. So huge backside disaster on that really sketchy spot. I don't know who poured that Bondo, but it looked like shit. The back nose blunt popped out instantly. The front blunt couldn't be any perfect. The kickflip tail slide on the extension, we'll see Daan van der Linden skate that same spot. Who switched nose blunts transition? Silas does. Kickflip nose blunt, pop into the double bank, and then that alley-oop slider on the front side. Disaster. I love the kickflip front 50. This guy can skate fucking anything. He's probably my favorite granola-chomping hippie skater guy from Portland. The guy is an absolute legend. He came out of nowhere, at least in my eyes, 05, 06 maybe. I saw him in a Transworld video, and then all of a sudden he was Skater of the Year in 2008. Sick Wally over. I think this is a South San Francisco Bart. Perfect nollie frontside flip. Hard to skate. Those ledges look perfect, but they're not that fun. They're not that easy to wally. The switch wally, switch lip slide, so sick. The wally backside lip slide. Look at the drop-in on that, the way he hangs over it. Silas is a fucking god. The wally Indy, or the wally tuck knee into the bank, the way he wall rides up and grinds that. The guy can do fucking anything he wants at all. Such a goddamn legend. Look at his wall ride game here. It's second to none, pretty much. The guy is so good. I don't know what they're feeding him. I think they're feeding him fresh greens in his backyard in Portland. But look at that 5-0 back 180 out on the bump to bar. The ollie into the sketchy ditch. The guy is so good. He deserves everything he got. Him and Busenitz, 2008 to 2012 on Adidas together, was a match made in heaven. These guys fucking rip. The Wally 180 crooks, the switch frontside flip is so crisply popped. He owns this spot. I don't know how he's wall riding that or kickflip into it. And then he also owns this other wall ride. That was sick on that New York bank thingy that everyone skated. The ollie over bike rack to frontside wall ride, so rad. And then he's obviously eating those backyard greens for this one, this insane backside nose blunt. I don't know where this spot is or what's going on with it. If you know, let me know in the comments. That was so fucking rad, Silas. What the hell is going through your mind? Maybe you're on mushrooms. I don't know. All these insane wall ride tricks, he fucking owns this spot. We'll see Drehobl hit this same spot coming up here in a little bit. The frontside flip wall ride, the kickflip 270 wall ride. I don't know how he brought that around. All four down, eat your heart out. And then here's Silas skating street. Huge feeble on a handrail. He can skate literally anything. Manuals, tech ledge tricks, crazy wally spots. Look at that switch hard flip. That should have been in the hard flip video. I fucked up. The backside nose blunt in New York. The 50-50 in Sebastopol, California. Fucking ripper. I love how he does this backside nose blunt and pops out early. Such a rad trick for a ledge. It looks pretty tall too, that Portland ledge spot. And then he kind of mirrors it sort of with the frontside nose blunt, pop out 180, and the switch flip back tail because he's got it like that. He can skate a pool and then go switch flip back tail a waist high ledge. Guy is so fucking rad. The Wally 50 does it again just for good measure. Yeah, I don't remember when I heard about Silas, maybe 06 like I was saying, but I think Phelps just giving him SOTY out of nowhere was super deserved. I think McCrank skated that spot in, yeah, right, and just got showed up by Silas. The switch frontside flip was perfect. The varial heel flip, insanely large. What can't this guy do? I think he had a leg up being from Portland, but that doesn't mean you have to be good at skating everything. The Smith grind pop in to bomb the hill, some Jeff Carlisle shit before Jeff was even anybody. The backside 50 on a big rail, the hurricane, and then the cab back lip to fakie. Ridiculous skills here, Silas. Yeah, we could have jumped into all his separate video parts, but whoever edited this together, I think it was Habitat Skateboards, really saved me some time, which I needed some time to be saved after that stupid ass hard flip video that I had to edit. It took me fucking 30 hours of editing. And I even missed people. I missed Kelly Hart, and I missed Silas's switch hard flip. I missed Wes Kramer. Anyway, get over it. The 50 Wally jam out, the blunt slide coast to coast pop out. The hurricane's insane. What can't Silas do? I don't know. Maybe switch handrail skating. If I had to pick something he can't do, the back tail, the back lip to fakie was so rad. The way he skates this spot, so cruisy back tail, but I love the Wally to blunt slide. Such a good use of that spot. Such an ATV way of looking at things. And then just in case you didn't know, he's got switch varial heel flips downstairs when he wants. The front feeble back 180 out was so rad. The ollie over all the mailboxes. Dude is so fucking good. I don't know what's in the water in Oregon. Obviously, they have sick parks and some sick street, but they have a certain breed of skater that comes out of there, and I feel like Silas is some of the cream of the crop for some guys that came up in my era between 05 and 2010. Just an absolute fucking ripper. That handrail in Barcelona is insane. ATVs have frontside 360s for some reason. I don't know why they all have them so perfectly. The back 180 nose grind, the front blunt, backside flip out on a ledge, the back 270 out, so sick. Jumping on big handrails, the nollie 2sev back nose blunt. Insane skills here. I've always been a fan of Silas. I don't think there was ever a time period where I didn't think he was sick as fuck. The only thing that's not sick is Habitat, but somehow he's still getting paid for them, I think, which is kind of rad. And I always liked Marius Saivonen, too. That guy fucking rips. There's some Jack O'Grady before Jack O'Grady was maybe even born. The 50 gap to 50. I'm joking, but we will see Jack O'Grady later. The fakie frontside flip was perfect. And this fakie tray flip, I think we got to highlight that one. Show it in slow motion. It was fucking nuts. All right. Corpsey, Dan Drehobl. You either know or you don't. Pass around the bottle. Think Damage. Such a good video. Talk about an ATV force. Dan can skate literally fucking anything. He even makes China Banks look like it's fun to skate. It is not. I've skated here. I've even done ride over late revert like that. Not nearly as stylish, and I definitely did not switch carve the small bench. The frontside 360 with the grab over the hip is just a sick way to use it. He almost gets taken out by the car here because Dan's sick like that. He just keeps skating, though, because he doesn't give a flying fuck at all. What a good time period here. Him and Phil Shao, absolute ATV legends, skate everything. I like how Dan seems to always have a cigarette in, too. This is a sick line. I think that's Max's ramp in Oakland, but he slams on his face when he tries to get inverted here. Ooh, fucking gnarly. Look at his blasts on airs. So he'll skate a handrail, he will skate a ledge spot, and then he'll jump into a vert ramp or vice versa, whatever. He's probably like a tranny forward guy, transition forward, but he can also skate street with a ton of style too. Look at this gap 180 that was so rad at China Banks, and then the backside 180 over the bench is insane. The only thing rivaling it is the board slide to fakie over it, which still makes no sense. I don't know what's up with his wheelbase. Thrasher Hall of Meat was a video before it was a section in their magazine and on their website. Frontside tail slide to fakie, switch crooks, 180 out, going super fast. Third and Army. I love the way he uses this rail too. I just like the way he skates this spot. Such a sick skater. Ollie up, gap over. Now what's scary about that 50-50 right there is the flange at the beginning and the end of that rail. If you hit either of those, you're so fucked, you're done. The Smith grind off the bump, the hippie jump, hill bomb. Gotta love Dan. Gap lip slide. I feel like you could basically cut and paste him into any sort of park or hill bomb or really anything except for maybe stairs, and he's going to be able to shred it. And I'm sure he could even kickflip downstairs. I think he kickflips down a double set in this video part of the next one. So he can really skate anything. Stalefish at the Vagabond pool. Feeble fakie. Fucking owns this shit. The bean to fakie. Sick-ass sow flip disaster, the blunt fakie, the yellow shirt, the shorts, and then this frontside 360 over the hip at Fort Miley was fucking nuts. I love his Krooked Chronicles part, probably his second best part, skating a Neal Diamond, the nose blunt to 5-0. What the fuck was that at Berkeley Park? The guy is so technically advanced on transition, but also makes it look good. Eating shit on the Stalefish, or the Japan there, that was fucking gnarly. Coast-to-coast board slide. Dan's so sick. Owning ripping. He's got the sunglasses on there, getting shredded there at Burnside. And the ollie into the bank is really, really sick. I was reading an interview just to brush up on my Drehobl knowledge. a couple days ago. There's that kickflip down the double set. Yes, he does flip trick downstairs when he wants to. The back 180's insane. But he didn't wear socks from like the mid-90s to the early 2000s. He didn't wear socks when he skated. I'm not fucking joking. He wanted better board feel or something, and then he ended up just skating thinner shoes. But insanely gnarly. Can you imagine touring with Daan, skating pools all day, and then having no socks on at the end of the session, and you're sharing a hotel room with him? Fucking gnarly. The 90s were just a different time period. And he's also smelling like cigarettes, too. I love the Wally backside lip slide in Barcelona. That spot's hard to skate. The nose blunt drop in, so rad. And the way he uses that in Paris, fucking ridiculous. The style on his grabs, the fact that he can go from a backside 360 grab to blunt slide to fakie in the same park like it's nothing. His transition between transition and streetish obstacles is unmatched. He's one of my favorite styles ever, and what I never really noticed until I started editing his footage together is how many of his tricks I incorporated in my bag growing up. I think his free your mind part really changed my life. This pivot's insane. He gets tossed on it. Who else is skating that spot? Daan is such a fucking legend. And then, yeah, we got this free your mind part coming out. This is such a good video. I think like pivot fakies, blunt fakies, frontside ollies, Smith grinds on rails, all those things highly influenced me. TNT doing maybe the most dip Smith grind on transition in history in the worst looking Vans ever created. Sick ass gap indie grab frontside air from Daan on Jim's ramp. Huge Japan. The guy can do fucking anything, eat shit on the nose blunt. If you have not seen this part, like every other Daan part, he picks amazing music. He shreds that rail. The Smith grind and the 5-0 were fucking nuts. The Smith grind probably should have been the ender on that rail, but whatever. The gap to wall ride at Milpitas Vans. The Wally board slide tail grab. There he is on the Silas wall ride spot. So rad. And then the way he skates this Berkeley Park, the way he lip slides to drop in on this, and it's the ledge is the width of his wheelbase, is fucking nutty. That spot sucks in person if you've ever skated that park. The park's sick, but that quarter pipe he lip slid and dropped in fakie on was fucking gnarly. And here he is back at China Banks, just shredding. It's very similar to that line we saw in Damage, just more updated, better camera, more pushing, faster skating, and he does a caballero at the end on the steepest part of the bank down at the bottom, the Cardiel spot, where he does the bump to the ledge there. The pivot fakies are nuts. That had more vert than transition. The kickflip off that. The Smith grind bounce out. He's got it in pools just like that. He's got it into pools. What can't Daan do? I think one of the greatest skaters of our time period. Pass around the bottle. And then he built that sick ramp in the last 10 or 12 years where it's like a smaller vert ramp or like a mini ramp and then another one crossing it like a T, fucking shredding. The lean to fakie over the channel at Rip, and I can't believe what he's doing here. The frontside 5, maybe 450, I don't know. I can't spin big enough like that to call it out, but such a rad way to end his part was this Piedmont drop into the wall. Simon Bonnarant recently skated this in that part he just put out and fucking shredded. Another ATV legend that's not in this Simon. That was rad. And then we got to get to Zion Wright. You don't just happen to get on Nike and then go to Vans unless you fucking shred. They must have gave him an even bigger paycheck than Nike somehow. This real part's fucking nuts. Talk about somebody that can skate anything. He can back 5 in a pool and then go skate a giant handrail after. He's got the switch backside tail slide and a line skills. And this back tail's nuts. He ollies out it. Let's see that one more time. He's in it so proper. He ollies out past all the way into the bricks. It was so sick. I mean, when you come up skating with Jamie Foy, you better be fucking good. But I feel like he's just so much different from Foy. Like, they have some similar overlap with how they lay into rails, like that front feeble there, and how long they can hold their rail tricks. But I've never seen Foy shred transition like how Zion can. The steez on that nollie backside heel flip was so fucking rad. Just how interchangeable he is. You could drop this guy off in the middle of a city somewhere, and he's going to find 10 spots in the first 20 minutes and be able to get a trick on every single one of them, no matter what it is. It could be some sketchy ditch with a jersey barrier or a giant handrail like that. I love how he held that 5-0. Fucking ridiculous. Or maybe you find a vert ramp, he hops the fence, and he's got the fucking frontside 5 on it. The guy is nuts. Love how he turns it into a line with that kinky rail at the beginning. The Smith grind was dipped and perfect. That rail in Philadelphia, the 180 switch crooks, that was fucking sick. And the nollie heel flips caught properly in London. That quarter pipe's extremely hard to skate in person. I don't know how he was spinning on it. And the frontside big spin, I'll call it the Jason Dill spot from Yeah Right. He's got frontside big spin front boards, and he also skates full pipes because he can literally skate everything. The front feeble is just massive. I don't know who the fuck's taking that. The back tail pop out early. He's got an interesting style. I don't know if I'd say it's a good style. It's not a bad style. He's not too clean, which I like. That front crook on the Heath rail was fucking sick, how he popped past that ledge at the end. But he's just such a ripper. I don't know. I kind of like people that are out of control, and a lot of these ATVs have a similar style. It's very Northern California oriented where you just skate everything. But Zion's from what? Florida? Half cab, back Smith, down fucking Hollywood High. Could you imagine this coming out 10 years ago? Skating has progressed so much in the last 5 or 10 years. It's fucking nuts. And then let's check him out in the contest just for good measure, just to really see how good his flow is and how well he can put together a line on transition. He's going Mach 5,000. I think about everyone that skates these is, but there's something about the way he lays it down. He looks so smooth on this run. He's going fast, but he doesn't seem like he's complicating any of the tricks, and he doesn't seem like he's forcing anything. He's just smooth like water. He's flowing like Ray Barbie on transition here. That frontside 3 boost was massive. The backside 5, he grabbed that so well, held it through the whole spin. The frontside big spin on the bank, I don't know why he's doing that in the middle of his run, but so rad. And then the steez on that, slaps his back truck on the way in. A little bit of a BAM trick right there. Yeah, Zion's so good. Can't believe he no-grabbed that. He almost had it. He missed it. And then we got to look at a real short part. This real part's really sick. Going fakey into that giant handrail, the Arto rail. I don't know what's up with that backside 5 over the hip. That was fucking nuts. He can kickflip big sets of stairs and then jump on handrails like it's absolutely nothing. There's a kink on the end of that one. He handled it. There he is again with the switchback tail steez. His whole body's turned. I kind of like that. Weird looking half cab heel flip, but it was sick. And pushing his heart out. This was when he was still on Nike, I guess. I think he's on Vans now, if I'm remembering correctly. Ollie over the rail, backside wall ride. Back Smith at UCLA, so rad. Dipped it, the backside overcrook, getting his Malto on there. He can really do anything, and he's kind of our bridge between skinny skaters and Cardano Russell. He's looks kind of buff, or maybe he just drinks too much beer. I don't know. I don't know much about Zion other than he fucking rips that back 50 to drop off, to ride down the hill. Sick-ass ender. Thank you, Zion. Daan van der Linden. Sometimes I think he's the European iShot. He can skate fucking everything, and not only can he skate everything, this Brew Reddit edit of him is so sick, but he can do any trick he fucking wants. So he can skate any spot and then do any trick. I don't think there's any blind spot within his skating ability. He can do manuals. He can do tech flip tricks down shit. He can do tech tricks into handrails. He can do big handrails. He can skate pools. He can skate transition. He can do slappy front crook pop-in. He can do 270 no comply over a hip. He can do one of the sickest no complies on a fucking transitional quarter pipe. But yeah, I think Daan is slept on a little bit. I think people forget how good he is because he's been around now for 10 years or so, just absolutely murking shit. The switchback side lip slide on the handrail was perfect. That back nose blunt was fucking nuts. But much like iShot, I feel like he can do anything he decides to put his stony Dutch mind to, but maybe has more transitional skill than iShot and a little less flat ground and flowy line abilities. But both of them are basically this generation's Eric Costin to me, where they can do fucking anything. The most tech shit, the most goofy shit, the hardest transition tricks. Because Costin is an ATV legend. I don't know if I'm going to throw him in here, but I mean the late 80s, early 90s, the guy was shredding vert. Costin is such a ripper. But the only way you get on Nike and leave Vans and get a huge paycheck like Daan did is by shredding this hard. The heel flip up is perfect, and he can kick flip. He's not just a Lindsey Robertson guy. The backside 360 board break, the tray flip over the rail in San Francisco is fucking nutty. And then that spot, many have thought about it. No one has skated it like that. I think that's by the Market Street Bart. Tray flip right down the ledge, a boost. I think Daan should have won SOTY. I mean, sure as shit, Tyshawn should not have won SOTY twice. I think his style is fucking ass. I don't like the way he doesn't bend his legs. The guy has massive pop and he rips, but I think Daan is the encapsulation of skater of the year to me. He can skate everything. He looks like he has fun doing it. He's always burning spliffs, being super Dutch. And the fact that he has no limits on what is possible for his skating. Maybe he doesn't have as much pop as Tyshawn, but that 180 switch crooks would tell you otherwise on how fucking good he is compared to Tyshawn. The way he uses these spots is just insane. I don't know exactly what's going through his mind other than spliffs. If you're this good, though, maybe you just show up at a spot and you just let things come to you. The backside overcrook, pop-in, I don't even know what the fuck that was. The frontside crook to fakie, the worst trick you could ever try on that bank to rail right there. Daan has got it like that. His flat ground game is good, too. He gets away with the switch Mongo. Euros get a pass on that for the most part. The switch crooks is insane off that ledge. But I remember when he came out, and I hadn't even heard of him. Saw him skating with Viger van Wiegeden, and just thought this kid was the shit, and he's only proceeded to get even sicker. What was that heel flip 180 grind, 180 out instantly, the fakey crooked grind? He just sits in things with so much style. He's got so much power, but he's light-footed at the same time. He kind of looks like he just eases things. Not quite Grant skating stuff where it's super, super powerful. He just sort of gets into things and gets out of them. The kickflip back nose blunt on the hubba was sick. The switch big spin. I don't think there's much overlap on the tricks I've edited together here. He can do fucking everything. The nose slide transfer with a 180. The kickflip back tail to 180 nose grind, so rad. And the front crook, he's got a little bit of Jamie Foy in him. I don't know why he shoved it out, but why not? The fakie flip's perfect. He can just skate regular stairs if he wants to. He's got the tech ledge tricks with flip out too. He's got manual tricks. The fakie flip, fakie nose man, he's fucking nuts. I don't know what he's thinking right there. And I've always liked the way he just sort of goofs around too. Like obviously he can throw down serious tricks, but it looks like a lot of this looks like he's actually just having some fucking fun, which in this day and age seems like mostly a lost art. There's still people out there doing it. And then look at how big that front crook is. Pops out 4 stairs early, still makes it even though he landed on a stair. Another big switchback lip on a handrail. Kickflip back lip. What can't Daan do? I know he got a little bit of heat for going against the rainbow flag or saying something against gay people, which isn't cool, but neither is the backlash people get for having an opinion in skateboarding, but that's the world we live in. That was fucking nuts. He just shut down Milan. Senn, talk about a guy who doesn't have insane range on tricks, but who makes everything he does look good on any sort of spot. Jump off a building. He's also a SOTY. I had to put a couple SOTYs in this edit. That was the Brandon Westgate bump over bar rail spot, the kickflip over the Busenitz bank spot. At least that's what, in my head, that's what I think of the guys I remember skating these spots the most. This video is a little bit before my time, but the greatest part is you can go back and catch up. So I love the way he skates this spot, very flowy. The switch hill bomb. He's going way faster than you think. That hill is a lot steeper in person than it looks, of course, like every hill bomb ever filmed. Shout out GX1000. Those guys are fucking nuts. The Wally 50-50. I love how he's just hucking with speed, the shaved head. He doesn't have to wear the cool clothes. He's just dressed to go outside. The frontside 360, again, ATVs can do frontside 360s, really sick. The kickflip wall ride. He can ollie over bars. Obviously, he doesn't have like technical flip trick abilities or like serious manual skills, but you could take him to just about any spot, and I'm sure a mani pad included, and he's going to have something for it, and he's going to go way too fast, and he's going to make it look out of control and sketchy and stylish at the same time. He definitely has one of my more favorite styles for ATVs, how his knees are all bent, and he doesn't quite look like he's fully under control, but at the same time, stomps things with ease. 50-50 down the rail, bails the ollie, because why not? Old school 90s shit. There's that Julian Stranger spot. The gap to 5-0 tap was fucking insane there. And then I love the way he ends out this video part. The ollie over the bush, push, push, push into the hill bomb. The long sleeve red t-shirt, sick. The back 180, more switch hill bombing. I mean, for the time period, how many people are putting switch hill bombs in their video part or just bombing out? More, I'd say more Bay Area style, and obviously he's Grass Valley's finest. But let's look at his This Is Skateboarding part. It seemed like he really tried here to put together a range of tricks. He's got hurricanes down handrails. This is one of the more slept on parts in this video, I think, because he's bringing something a little bit different, like Aaron Suski, more of an ATV way of ripping. The front board on the Kinker rail was so sick. The back nose blunt at Grass Valley Park. That was one of the first good parks in Northern California, on that side of Northern California, at least near Sac. The Smith grinds dipped in Daly City. The 5-0 through the kink. I love how fast he's going for all these tricks. The shaved head, of course. There's that Mark Appleyard rail. He's going front side on it. Mark went back lip in, sorry. I'm getting a call, but it's not important. This is what's more important. The way he just eases into transition, he's got some flip tricks over shit. That big bowl is sick. The backside blast grasser. Yes, he is from Grass Valley, so you're calling it a grasser. Know your fucking history. Love the way he puts things down here. Another ATV skating that spot like Drehobl. 5-0 through the death box like it's nothing. I love how you can tell there's no sauce on that coping. It's the same one that Cardiel back Smith for his part in the Transworld video. This back three is way sick. Front foot stays on the entire time. Wow, Chris, he's going super fast. I was sick. Had some Gino on it. The backside blunt slide. The 50-50 on a giant rail. This is 2003. I mean, it wasn't commonplace for people to be skating all this shit yet. Maybe there was Matt Mumford in Dying to Live who was skating tranny and handrails, but it wasn't everywhere like it is now. People weren't all ATVs. I love the way he nose picks that. It was so sick on the extension. Way to go, Chris, you legend. And then the way he skates this extension. I believe Bob Burnquist skated that one as well. That might be in Brazil somewhere. I don't know for sure. If you know, you can call it out. There's about 5 feet of vert. I don't know what the hell you're thinking there, Chris. So rad. And then still getting down at in San Francisco here with big lip slide. Not the gnarliest trick on that rail, but for a guy who skates like this, that's pretty fucking sick. Gap to 5-0. and then skating Jefferson rail. It was a really sick front blunt. I love the filming on it and the style and his arms. And then insane hubba. Emmanuel Guzman. I forgot how much I fucking love Emmanuel. Guy is such a ripper. Prevent This Tragedy, amazing video. I always reference it. One of the best soundtracks. And the way he skates Derby here, oh my God. If you've ever been to Derby, even if you haven't, I think you can appreciate how fast he's skating there, and he just switch tray flips. This backside flip over the hip is fucking nuts. That park is so rad. What a historical spot. Anyway, I love the high socks. The Beach Vato himself here. Such a sick kick flip, the way it flips out in front of him and he catches it with his back foot. High speed gap Manny. I think Emmanuel is the encapsulation of one NorCal skating, which all ATVs are, but raw power and speed, and he doesn't need to get technical. Look at how he lays it down here. Anybody else could maybe do that front blunt over the love seat there at Washington Street, but the way he did it, the double nollie is so sick. He floats off. The front blunt fakie at the Sneath ditch. Gnarly spot to skate. I love that spot. Don't know if it's still going, but it used to be fun to skate. Kickflip over the rail like it's nothing. And as good as this part is, frontside half cab heel flip, yeah, he's got it like that. I think his part in the Transworld video coming up is actually his best part ever. The guy has so much range. As you can see, he can do switch flip tricks. He can do handrails. Obviously rips tranny. And one of the few guys who's straight out of Santa Cruz, California. He doesn't just skate for Santa Cruz. He's actually from that area, which makes it even fucking sicker. The kickflip back nose blunt revert at some sketchy little ramp in Spain. And this hill bomb is to fucking die for. He's skating some like 15-year-old Spitfires on someone else's board. I don't think the filming ever does a hill bomb justice, but you can really see how fast E-Man is cooking right here. Fucking nuts. Look at the speed wobble on it, the way he holds it. He's got to be going 30 or 40 miles an hour right there. Easily. That was the fucking sickest hill bomb ever. It's not even that steep. It's just long, gradual grade. And then here's that Let's Do This. This part is so fucking good. 2007. I forgot about it. Super artistic filming here at the Hangar Park in Sacramento. That was a sick front blunt. And the way he boosts that air. I think they filmed Dylan Reeder that same way at that same spot for a different Transworld video. Anyway, sick frontside flip in Capitola. This nollie flip, he's going 6,000 fucking miles an hour. It was so rad. Oh my God, man. Love how out of control he is, but under control at the same time. This whole beginning of this part, I feel like you're just shot straight out of a cannon with how fast he's skating. He's got the pools. Like every ATV, you should be able to drop in to any sort of transition and have some sick tricks on it. The nose grind 180 is pretty sick for a not handrail skater. The Wally going super fast for the pole jam. I love the way he reverted that. Switch ollie into some weird little crusty bank. And here's even some Manny skills just so the Beach Vato can show you what he's coming with. Huge ollie. I love his style too. The way he's so into it. His arms, like how focused he is when he's pumping transition. And the way he just boosts off stuff. That kickflip back tail. I think Daan Drehobl backside blunted that same thing to fakie. And then this line has no technical tricks, but it's just such raw power and style. Look at that push. That is how a man pushes. The backside lip slide to fakie. So rad. The ollie in, that was fucking gnarly. Kind of missed the transition. And then the hardest spot ever to skate in person that doesn't look that gnarly on film. That spot in Sacramento is fucking gnar. Yeah, he's got switch tray flips on flat going a million miles an hour too. He's got it like that. Kind of sketchy fakie flip, but sick. Love when the Beach Vato decides to do some flat ground. The backsmith up. So fucking rad, E-Man. Shredding his frontside inverts too. He's got it like that. And I love him just cruising through the outback right there. And the way he's utilizing that spot at Fort Miley, that spot is fucked just to ollie, let alone backside heel flip it. There he is down in Australia, carving some more pools. I love the line he uses here. That was such a sick way to skate it. And the back disaster revert in a pool is nutty. Talk about a hard trick right here. This big hip into this hill bomb. The fakie frontside 270 heel flip and a back nose blunt in a pool. A legitimate pool with a legitimate backside nose blunt pops out the second he stalls it. That was so fucking gnarly. And we'll end this out for E-Man's part, at least, on this sick pivot on that giant rock out of this crazy panther pool right there. Curren, Caples. Let's talk about old Curren here. Kid is an absolute fucking style legend right here. He can skate fucking everything. Some video vortex, Transworld shit. He just casually feebles a 20 stair and then boost the gnarliest transfer you've ever seen in your fucking life. Look at this front feeble, the way he lays into it. Look at all that power and style. He makes the tight pants look good with his skinny ass legs. This is 7 or 8 years ago. He's really come a lot farther since this, but he was already ripping as a young man. Love that backside 360. Love the way he truck bashes on the way back in right there. Beautiful fucking boneless. That is up there with Peter Hewitt and Grant. That was so fucking sick. The kid can skate everything. Kickflip frontside, blunt slide, and ocean side. or blunt, not blunt slide. He can crooks down a curved handrail because he's got it like that. Ooh, my old home turf, Benicia Park. It was an insane nose grind right there. That park's sick. Smith grind holds it out. What I like about Curren is he doesn't seem like he's as hesh as a lot of guys who skate ATV style and skate a lot of big transition. He just seems like a more surfer, flow bro, Cali bro, space cadet sort of dude. Such a sick half cab 50-50. Obviously, Zion took it to the next level with the 16 stair, but that was so sick. The gap off the love seat to nose blunt. Fucking ridiculous, Curren. And this frontside flip 5-0 bash. So fucking rad. What is that, 15-foot avert? This hurricane from this Curren Caples for Vans part. The raw footage just came out of this and it reminded me how fucking sick this part was. The Smith grind to 5-0, that was such a good use of that spot. He's got flat ground lines too. I love the way he popped out of that nose blunt. I love the casual trick right here. The fakie nose grind, big spin. That was so sick. Or the fakie 5-0, fakie big spin. The hurricane is so laid out and so perfect. That was fucking amazing. He's got frontside 360s on street. His range is incredible. The 50-50 to 50-50 is sick. I edited all the bro hugs in slow motion out of this part. I don't know what's up with the hugs. The gap nose blunt, nose slide thing. The 50-50 up the escalator. He's a little bit taller, a little bit more manly stature now than he was in that first video part we saw, and it's really working for him. I think the baggy pants look better on him, but clothing doesn't really matter in skating. It's more about how hard you shred doing nose blunts in lines like that. The nose slide on this rail is insane. We'll see a crooked grind on that from Jack O'Grady, but the nose slide was nuts. I don't know how he held it so long on a circular rail. He'll just blast in a pool after that just because he can. But this is the definition of a Southern California skater to me. Ventura's got some rippers. That heel flip was fucking amazing. I love that. And the nollie 180 crooks. Getting into the baggies now. Love the way he skates his freeway. I'm sure that's not easy to roll into. I'm sure looking at that is fucking scary, but he handles it with ease. The frontside heel flip, what can he do? I mean, I heard about him in probably Extremely Sorry when he was a 12-year-old kid, and he was fucking laying it down. I didn't like his style at the time period. But him and Louis Lopez have always been good. I don't think anybody can argue that their parts in Extremely Sorry aren't extremely gnarly. But they both have just aged like fine wines and some of the best skaters on the planet now. It's no wonder that they're friends. The frontside Wally is just fucking nuts, especially off something. The gap, nose blunt, nose slide thingy. So sick, Curren. And the way he skates this, the back tail to fakie, quick half cab in, and this boost, this grab. It was such a rad way to skate a hill bomb spot. Too bad he didn't get this back Smith off this, but the 50-50 he does land is pretty gnarly. He almost had the back Smith if you watch the raw footage. That was so sick. Wow, Curren. If he had gotten the back Smith, that could have been the cover of just about every magazine that's ever existed. And then the way he boosts off of this, that was fun to watch on the raw files as well. He gets kicked out right after he lands it. Sick tray flip, the way he caught it, the way it flipped. Wally in. Kind of sketchy, and I loved it. I loved the fact that it wasn't perfect. And then the way he just sits in this rail in New York City is just fucking incredible. You shouldn't be able to be this good at this many different ways of skating, but he is. The heel flip grab in a pool, because why not? And I chose to make this trick the last one for Curren because it's just so different, so difficult. I don't think there's many people that could do that trick on that spot. Fucking ridiculous. Jack O'Grady, talk about an ATV legend. Talk about an Australian legend. This kid is going places. He's already been places, but I feel like he's going even more places. Here's his Kitsch part. I love how fast he goes into this crooked grind coming up. He's got a little bit of flat ground game. He doesn't have an insane bag of tricks, but the tricks he does do in lines are sick as fuck, going a million miles an hour. I love the feeble grind around that weird bench thingy. That was so rad. That homie gets in the way, but doesn't stop Jack. Look at how fast he's going to that heel flip. The steez on it, the catch, that was so sick. And he can just sort of ride everything. Obviously, like a lot of these guys, he doesn't have, he's not going to nollie backside heel flip downstairs, but it's the way he's able to skate on every sort of terrain and flow through it. That gap nose blunt was so fucking sick. There's nothing to even lock into. Blunt slide on a big hubba. I just love the speed, the power. It's a style of skating that I never get old. There's that Sammy Baca rail. That was such a sick feeble, the way he locked it. I like how he comes out a little bit sketchy on that nose blunt down the hubba there. As far as Australian skating is concerned, there's a lot of ATVs that we could probably talk about. Chad Barty rips. Matt Mumford in his later days started skating transition and handrails. Just some absolute legends coming from down under. One of the best skate scenes in the world outside of the United States and Europe, possibly. But Passport's sick. I like these parts that Jack has put out for them. The gap lip slide was sick. He's got a little bit of Chris Senn in him. That back 50 is insane, only rivaled by what he'll do on it later. I don't know what he's thinking skating that ledge, like down the whole thing. And this Passport part is so sick. Ollie up, back nose blunt. He's got it like that. Love the wally off the trash can, almost hit the bus. And he's just sort of flowing here. Is another thing, he doesn't land that clean. He lands with his feet together, but with his raw power, I kind of like that he's not always clean. The tray flip into these banks, pump down them. So rad. Don't know what you're thinking, Jack. That was a sick power slide both ways going down next to that fence. Locks that Smith grind, pops it in. That was fucking gnar. And the way he skates these dragon ledges, so sick. The flip, the catch, quickly pumps after the ollie off. That was so sick. The 180 nose grind, just showing he's got a deeper bag of tricks than you thought, than just getting gnar like this. The back 50, drop to back 50. I don't know what he's thinking there. Then he threads the needle right after. Death-defying shit right there. And he just holds his crooked grind forever. I love how he locks into that. Doesn't even seem like he's balancing. He just locks into it and just stands there. And then the St. Martin place 50-50. That was way sick. Chima owns that spot, but this is a runner-up contestant for sickest tricks to go down there, obviously. And then this nose grind, no grab. He doesn't need a grab. Insane to pop back into that on that Drehobl spot. Wow, Jackson. Sick board slide pop out through the corner there, through the elbow. Fucking ridiculous. The gap 5-0. Always looks like he's almost about to fall, but at the same time makes everything look clean. And a lot like E-Man, he bends his knees a lot when he skates. And Chris Senn, there's this ATV thing where it helps him roll out of gnarly nollies into shit. Here he is one-upping Silas Baxter on a bigger rail to go 50-50 gap 50. Fucking insane. The high-vis t-shirt. I forget what that was the cover of. I think a Thrasher. That was fucking gnarly, Jack. And then let's get into his squish part. This one's probably the most insane out of all of them, as far as a couple of the tricks he does towards the end of the video part, the drop into a handrail. He's just sort of cruising, I think, for a lot of this, but there is some really gnarly shit at the end of the video part. Sick heel flip. I do like this line. Grinds down this kinker rail in a line. Crazy looking tray flip on flat. Just a sick dog. Bends his knees a lot to roll out of that one. So rad. And of course, this tray flip into this hill bomb and this huge blasted ollie. Look at the speed on it. He's fucking murking the streets right there. Looks like he should spend some time in San Francisco with how well he can skate hills. Switch frontside flip. That was sick as fuck, just to show he's got it. High speed board slide. I don't think he'd be going any faster. The gap nose blunt, some Ed Templeton style, and I love the way he used that spot, the utilization gap to board slide. Ollie over into some insane shit right there. Didn't die somehow. The 50-50 into the bank, ollie into the second bank. That was so rad. High speed board slide again. Jack just looks like it's full commitment on every trick. I don't know what he's thinking here. Like, he doesn't back out, and yeah, he holds that forever. Can't believe that. This back 50, he doesn't even need concrete to land. He can just roll out in dirt and rock because he's got it like that. Look at how fucking nuts that is. I don't know why he's skating that rail, but it was so fucking sick. All the dirt on his back, you can tell how many times he ate shit. And then, of course, we got to show this crooked grind. Is this the gnarliest trick of the last 10 years? Serious question. Definitely the gnarliest trick of the last couple years. I don't know what the fuck he's thinking there. The fact that he gets out of it still clears the stairs. Okay. Whew. Let's end with the ATV of all ATVs, Grant Taylor. We'll look at his debacle part first. Really, really sick Nike video, 2009. If you've never seen it, I would check it out. And it's not like Grant has like started to become an ATV or anything like that. Ever since I saw him in Volcom Chichagov in 2003 when he was a little kid, he's been able to skate everything. We'll see that later in a different video part. But as for this one, he's murking handrail. He's murking some somewhat tech tricks on that ledge. The half cab 50 was sick, especially at the time period. And then this death-defying nose blunt. There's a lot of spots he skates that other people can skate, but the way he skates things, I think that's where he's on a cut above everyone else. He just has a little bit more power, a little bit more style, a little bit more fluidity. Cayman Island Parks, I've skated that. It's one of the sickest parks in the fucking world. Love the way he rolled that and popped into that. He's got his pool skating too. He stands up on that 5-0 forever. I love the way he frontside ollies in the from deep to shallow on this too. Back tail over the love seat was sick as fuck. I like how he doesn't get super tech either. He obviously probably could if he wanted to. Just hucking here. Love how big that ollie was. Love the backside air right there. The way he tweaks out the nose bone. Backside 180-50 in Atlanta. That was sick. And then skates this rail twice. I like the line he does here. The powerful tray flip. He's kind of known for going really fast and having stylish tricks. Never gets too tech. The kick flip over the hydrant's insane. And then the way he locks this backsmith. He's not even really a rail skater, but he can skate rails if he needs to. And then I threw in this SOTY Oz Tour. He won Skater of the Year in 2012. And this is mostly showcasing his transition footage. The next video part will showcase more of his street, although that ollie over the trash can was nuts. It's him and Colin and Raven and somebody else just absolutely fucking ripping all these insane tranny spots in Australia. You can see how good he is, and he's still somewhat young at this time period. There's some Ray right there. It was so fucking stylish. I fucking love Raven. 50-50 gap out, and then the way he skates this, doesn't quite make it to the end of the rail, so why not just keep going all the way off the stair set? So rad. Boneless, maybe even better than Hewitt. I hate to say it, but it might be. The frontside ollie, he doesn't need grabs, but when he does grab, they're so fucking stylish. You should not be boosting a vert ramp that big with no pads on, yet he does. The half cab nose grab is so sick. Raven with the slob plant. Love that frontside ollie. I mean, there was no disputing who deserved Skater of the Year this year, although looking at this footage, I forgot how good Raven was compared to Grant. He like ends out every spot they skate. I think this place is called Pizzy, but Raven gets the ender on it, the ollie over the hip, or the air over the hip, and then he shoots out his board and doesn't die. That was fucking ridiculous. And we're going to end this whole video out with 20 years of Grant Taylor. You can see him as a little kid here, so he's always been an ATV, like I was saying. Kickflip in, ride down, he shows himself up on that later. Huge backside lip slide. He's like 12 or 13 years old right here. He's got stairs too. Kickflip down, what, 15 right there? Fucking nuts, and he's already skating tranny like a god. Obviously, his father was in the scene for a while, and that helps, but it doesn't explain how he got this good at such a young age. He's probably 17, 18 there, and this whole part just goes in chronological order. The Wally nose grind was sick. The Wallows kickflip shows himself up at that spot, kickflip into the second bank, 50-50 around the sea ledge rail. So sick, Grant. Remember when he went to Anti-Hero? I thought it was the greatest move ever. Airing over Lance Mountain, because why not? And then the way he's skating this. I threw some transition here because we can't skip some of it, but look at these street skills. Like whatever he was doing right there, the tray flip over that handicap ramp. I just love it. Backtail with style. It's people like this that remind you that skateboarding isn't all about being technical. Huge boneless in Haley, Idaho. Gap backtail was so sick, and then that's how a man should air. Look at how he tweaks this one out. It's a reminder that style is way more important than any sort of bag of tricks, although kickflipping over blocks is sick as fuck. Holy shit, that was dope. Love how he rides the car and grinds the rail. The backside 360, tough trick to boost over something, but he handles it with ease. Threads the needle on the back 50. Sick kickflip right there. This is getting to some newer Grant. I really love the way he approaches like his downhill street lines where it's not about the tricks, it's all about the ride. You can tell right here. So high speed backside ollie, carving. He looks like he's on a snowboard. Basically Sean Green right here. Tray flip. Doesn't even kick his legs out, no stanky leg at all. And then just the flow and style and power he's got. It just looks like so much fun. It makes me want to go skate way more than watching someone like Shane O'Neill do the most tech trick I've ever seen, although I love Shane O'Neill. Guy fucking rips. Huge frontside flip. Both angles are fucking gnarly. And then here he is skating this bowl in LA. The transfer's nuts. I don't know what he's thinking right there. And then that spot is such a Grant spot. The ollie over to impromptu lip slide down the curb hubba. So sick. And the Smith grind. Huge ollie. This is all from that quick strike part, that recent one with Daan. We'll end it with this. He just decides to revert and then Wally boost. What a fucking legend. So that's all I got for today. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm tired as shit. I didn't get enough sleep last night. Having a baby sometimes will test your patience. You can keep sending me emails if you want me to do like a mailbag episode. But that was ATV Skaters. We're obviously going to have to do more versions of it. But have a good night.